HarperCollins presents Cat Lady by Dawn O'Porter, read by Daisy Haggard. Dedicated to Sniff, Nin, Tiku, Minu, Acre, Fluke, Twiglet, Shushka, Lilu, Potato, Myrtle, Boo, and all the pets I have yet to meet who will no doubt add as much joy to my life as you all did. Your lives were short but perfect, a lesson to us all on how to live for nothing but pure love. Honorary mentions to Daisy the tortoise and all the geese, ducks, and family and friends' cats and dogs who I have borrowed over the years, especially Waffle, Caroline's cat, who saved me from all the mice. Legend. No such thing as just a pet. Everyone is playing a part. Part 1. Mother. For my 8th birthday, my mother made me a cake. She was frail at that point, very thin, but it meant a lot to her to bake the cake. I was allowed 3 of my friends to come for a party. My sister Liz was there too. The party involved a small paddling pool in the garden and a sprinkler that we could run through. It was fun. I remember laughing that day because it was unusual to laugh that much in our house. My dad sat on a deck chair on the patio reading a newspaper. Every so often he'd bark something along the lines of "Quieten down" or "Quit that screeching." I pretended I couldn't hear him and carried on playing with my friends and sister in the water. Such fun to be had in the simplest of things. Mum came outside holding the cake. She wasn't a very good baker, but even at that young age, I recognised that she'd put that aside and done her best to make my party special. Because she was my mum, and that's what mums do. Her purple dress was so pretty. I remember feeling special because she had dressed up for me despite how ill I knew she was. She started singing Happy Birthday and walked towards me with the cake. My friends and I gathered round. They sang too. My father stayed on his chair. After I'd blown out my candles, my mother cut the cake up. When she handed me a slice on a plate, I didn't keep it for myself. Instead, I took it over to my father and gave it to him. I wanted him to look at me and say something kind. I wanted him to wish me a happy birthday and to tell my mother that her cake was delicious. I was trembling as I handed it to him. So much so that I tipped the plate and the cake fell, getting frosting all over his grey cardigan. He stood up, and I knew my birthday was over. "Look what you did, you idiot," he yelled. "Oh, come on, David, it's her birthday," my mother begged. But nothing could get in the way of his rage. He tore off his precious cardigan and threw it on the floor. He stormed out of the garden, and my mum had to call my friends' mums to come and pick them up. But that isn't the important bit that I remember. It's me and Mum and Liz all sitting round eating birthday cake when everyone had gone, our faces smeared with chocolate, our fingers covered in frosting, and Mum cheering as she relit the candles so I could blow them out again and make a birthday wish that it could just be the 3 of us forever. Chapter 1. I arrive at the Methodist Church on the High Street, bang on 7 p.m. I'm not sure why I came or what I intend to say. There are 5 of us in the room, all sitting in a circle. A group leader, 1 man and 3 women, other than myself. The man is very tall and thin with a bald head and is covered in tattoos. He doesn't look like the sort of person who would come to a group like this. I wonder if he came to the wrong session and instead meant to attend the anger management group. He has a tattoo of a snake going around his neck. It's quite hard to look at him without frowning. Luckily, I've had quite a lot of Botox in my forehead, so get away with it. One of the women looks like a character from a children's book. Far too caricatured to be real. She's pale, she looks old, but more like she's in costume, dressed up as an old lady. Exhaustion may have aged her more than the years themselves. Like the very act of being awake is the greatest achievement of her day. She is wearing a lot of clothes. A hat, a scarf, although it's quite hard to make out the individual items because they are all a similar shade of earthy green. She wears trousers with thick long socks pulled over the top and shoes that look like slippers. On top, there are numerous lengths and fabrics. A jumper, a cardigan, a shirt. It's not cold outside, but I imagine this is what she wears every single day. She
Sample complete. Ready to continue?